Kanji to Rodri, who looks for Doku on the left hand side. He's not managed to get there the first time, but he will get there the second time with support from Guardiola. Manages to beat Carvajal this time, and a free kick has been given in favour of Real Madrid as Carvajal's gone down holding his face. Doku's quite surprised as Doku caught Guardiola with his arm just into the chin of the Real Madrid fullback, who has been at the wars throughout the course of this game. Had a bit of a battle throughout the first half with Jack Grealish, and he's starting to do so now with Doku. He's found it very tough to handle him since joining the game. And Carvajal will take this free kick from inside his own half. Not too many short options for him. It's going to have to be the long pass into Manchester City's half that finds Bellingham. Out onto the right hand side for Valverde. Now back to Bellingham. Bellingham's cross goes in. Goes into the hands of Edison, who's quick to get the ball back out. Rolls it out this time to Rodri. Rodri's got space to move into. Takes it into Real Madrid's half to give it to Foden. Foden's pass inside now for Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne looks for Doku. Carvajal misses the ball and it gets to Doku on the left hand side. He's got players there for support. Takes it to the edge of the area. Gives the ball back now to Rodri. Rodri puts a left footed effort goalwards and it's just trickled into the arms of Lunin. It's a very weak effort that may have even seemed more like a pass through to Erling Haaland, who wasn't aware. Lunin holds onto the ball inside the 6-yard box. This time it's a drop kick from him in the direction of Brahim Diaz. It's headed away by Walker to Bernardo Silva, but Diaz is there to win it again. That's inside to Camavinga. Now onto the left hand side for Mendy. Finds the run again, this time of Vinicius Jr., who's up against Akanji. Dribbles it back inside, turns it back into Akanji, but loses out on possession, and it's given to Bernardo Silva, and Walker will eventually clear the lines. Haaland will try and hold this up. He's up against Fernandes, gives it to Kevin De Bruyne, who switches play onto the left-hand side in search of Doku, up against Carvajal at the moment. But it's too much on it, and it's out of play for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Real Madrid. As time is running out for both of these sides to take a winner in regular time. We may well be going to extra time as Carvajal goes across to take the throw-in. We'll have the referee just urging things on for Real Madrid, who seem more than comfortable whilst under the pressure to be able to take things into extra time, as Carvajal's throw towards Bellingham has been cleared by Diaz. Headed down by Camavinga now for Mendy. Mendy onto the left hand side. Walker's alert to it, and Walker goes down under the challenge of Mendy. City wants a free kick. Now Real Madrid want a free kick as well, for a challenge this time by, I think a free kick's actually been given to Manchester City. It wasn't originally given, and play was continued, which is why the challenge went in shortly after onto Vinicius Jr., and the referees then pulled it back for a free kick to Manchester City and booked Ferland Mendy in the process as well. So just inside Real Madrid's half, Manchester City have themselves a free kick. And Pep Guardiola is telling everyone to push forward for this. It's likely to be the last chance for Manchester City, with Bernardo Silva stood over it. Pass inside this time. Finds Rodri into the area for Kevin De Bruyne. Can he get the cross in? It's been blocked. It's a corner now to Man City. Their 15th corner of the game so far. And can Manchester City take a win in the dying embers of this game? Can they get it over the line at home to a Real Madrid side that haven't won here in the Champions League before? Kevin De Bruyne goes across to take an out-swinging corner. There's Diaz, Rodri, Haaland, Akanji, Guardiola. They're all inside the area at the moment. All being told something by Rodri. On the edge of the area, still lurking multiple City players. Bernardo Silva now makes his way into the area as Phil Foden's a short option. Bruyne's cross goes in this time. It's towards the back post. It's fallen to Haaland, who can't keep it down. And it's landed on the top of the net. And I think that's all we are going to see of this game. We are now going to go to extra time between Manchester City and Real Madrid, where it's finished at the Etihad Stadium. City The next 30 minutes of football split by two 15-minute halves. Cannot separate these two sides. We will go to a penalty shootout to determine who will go through to the Champions League semi-final and take on Bayern Munich, who have beaten Arsenal in regular time. Just looking at any changes that might be made heading into the first of those 15-minute halves. And on the whistle of the referee, we'll get things back underway for us. And Phil Foden stood over the ball at the moment, ready to get things underway, and he passes immediately back to Rodri. Inside the centre circle, goes across now to Samuel Akanji. Back to Diaz. And now Akanji again. Akanji twisting on the ball alongside Vinicius Jr. Gives the ball now to Kyle Walker. Finds Kevin De Bruyne down the line. Manages to go all the way back to Kyle Walker again. Goes back to his goalkeeper. And now a free kick has been given. I think a free kick's been given just outside the area. The referee has pulled a stop to things as Bellingham's gone down on his face, and we've got the physio being called on at the moment. Not quite sure just what's happened there. He's gone into a challenge with Ruben Diaz. And Ruben Diaz looks like as Bellingham's making a run forward, Diaz has just stopped and ran straight into him and then put his arm up as if it's innocent, but Bellingham hasn't moved since he's gone down to the floor. Well, City did make a change at full time, and that is the departure of Erling Haaland out of the game. Quite a surprise to many people, thinking heading into a penalty shootout, but Julian Alvarez a bit more energetic than the 90-minute played Haaland will be coming on in his place. So the lineups, just whilst things are checked upon with Jude Bellingham, is Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Akanji, Vardial as the back four, with Rodri and De Bruyne as the two holding midfielders. Doku out on the left, Silva out on the right, and Foden playing just behind Julian Alvarez. And for Real Madrid, it's Lunin in goal, Carvajal, Fernandes, Rudiger and Mendy as the back four, with Valverde, Camavinga and Luka Modric. And then Jude Bellingham playing behind Vinicius Jr. and Brahim Diaz. The two changes made for each side as Jude Bellingham is back to his feet and is back on the sideline with the physio, and after a couple of checks he is going to be able to continue as the ball is rolled out by Ederson to Ruben Diaz. Gives the ball to Rodri, now to Akanji. Akanji looks to take the ball deep inside Real Madrid's half, goes across now to Vardiol, now down to Doku on the left hand side. Doku's got multiple players alongside him. Carvajal is of course one of those. Been up against him quite a bit and brings it onto his left foot, plays it across the face of goal. Nobody there to gamble for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva has a job to keep that in play. He manages to do so and keeps possession with Manchester City. He's slid in just to keep it in play on the right hand side, and Rodri gets the ball back. Now to Kevin De Bruyne. Now Kyle Walker to Bernardo Silva. Silva's passed back inside to Akanji. And back to Silva. He gets the ball back by the touchline. Akanji is playing more of an attacking midfield role at the moment. He keeps pushing forward, but at the minute with City in such a control of the game, I expect plenty of players to be trying to push forward and put Real Madrid under this pressure as Doku gets it on the left hand side, takes it into the area, takes the ball past Valverde. He's up against Carvajal again, dribbles the ball around him but keeps the ball very close to his feet, just keeps it in play, goes back to Vardiol eventually, back to Rodri. Carvajal seems to have figured out a way of keeping Doku quiet. Just how long that'll last for before the City player may even create something himself. Akanji again on the edge of the area, back to Bernardo Silva. Now to Rodri, takes it into the area, he's closed down by Modric. Rodri takes it quite close to the byline and then goes all the way back to Bernardo Silva. Ball's now back to Ruben Diaz, who's at the centre circle inside his own half. Man City continuing to control the game at the moment. The pass has been made to Kyle Walker. Goes back to Ruben Diaz again. Now he's passed to Walker, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. And Ederson passes this out now to Rodri. Rodri across to Ruben Diaz. Takes it into his own area. He's under pressure there though by Vinicius Jr. and he's forced to pass this out to Walker again. Walker finds Kevin De Bruyne. His pass inside finds Bernardo Silva and back to Akanji. Takes it up towards the halfway line. Pass across to Rodri. Rodri's got Vardiol alongside him. He's also got options forward in Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez and Jeremy Doku. Now Alvarez gets the ball. Gives it to Foden. On the edge of the area. Now to Doku. Doku wasn't alert to it and he's let it run, but he's managed to get the ball before it goes out of play for a throw-in. Takes it into the area. It's Kevin De Bruyne. It's taken a hit. The effort from Foden has been blocked. It's nearly fallen at the back post of Bernardo Silva, but Mendy's had to put it out of play for another Manchester City corner, and the pressure stays on this Real Madrid defence. And then Kevin De Bruyne goes across to take the corner. It's going to be an out-swinging corner. Players available in the box at the moment. Centaur's making the way forward for City as he sends it back in towards the middle, headed away. Still inside the area at the moment as the ball continues to be bouncing about. Brought down on the edge of the area by Akanji. Effort by Bernardo Silva has been blocked and it's fallen now onto the left-hand side for Doku. Doku's given the ball now to Alvarez. Alvarez on the edge of the area. Goes back again to Doku. Still got Alvarez alongside him. Goes back to Vardiol this time though, and then back to Alvarez again on the left-hand side. Doku's come back short for him, and Real Madrid are starting to press a bit higher as Vardiol gets the ball. Gives it past Jude Bellingham and then gives it back to Doku again, who goes back all the way to Ruben Diaz. There's now to Kyle Walker. Walker across to Kevin De Bruyne. And back to Walker again. Walker's pass inside to Doku. Leaves it with Akanji. Now onto the right hand side for Bernardo Silva again. Finds the overlapping run of Kevin De Bruyne. Can he get across and it's been blocked? It's fallen to Akanji, who looks to get the ball to the back post. Can't quite find anybody though, and it's gone all the way through to the hands of Lunin, who's out to claim it at the feet of Fernandez. There's a good ball over the top though by Akanji, who just stretched his right foot out to try and chip it over to the back post, but there's no one there for Manchester City trying to gamble. And the passes onto the left hand side. Mendy tries his pass forward, but it's been blocked out by De Bruyne. It's out of play for a throw inside his own half. Getting down the line, 4 options at the moment. Man City now trying to cut out all those channels. Plays it short to Camavinga. Mendy gets the ball back. In goes the challenge of Alvarez. Wants to throw in himself, but it's been given to Madrid. Similar sort of position as before, just outside of being equal with the goalkeeper's area. Mendy goes across to take it again. This time he doesn't manage to beat Bernardo Silva, but it goes all the way through, and a free kick's been given against Brahim Diaz for a handball. Diaz isn't quite happy with the decision from the referee, but free kick is being given to Man City just inside Real Madrid's half, and it's disappointing for them because they were on a bit of a break and they had a good chance at that point. Kyle Walker now having to go all the way back to his goalkeeper from the free kick as Edison gets it, gives it to Rodri. Back out to Kyle Walker again. Walker finds De Bruyne down the line. The pass is too heavy though, and he gets back to Jude Bellingham. Inside to Camavinga. Pass to Vinicius Junior is intercepted by Ruben Diaz. He's gone down under the challenge, but it's been cleared by Man City. And a chance now for Kevin De Bruyne. He's got options out on the right hand side. Finds Bernardo Silva. Taken over though by Julian Alvarez, who takes it to the edge of the area. Cross goes in. It's been cleared before it can get to Foden. Only as far as the edge of the area though. Brought down again by Vardiol. Vardiol lays this off now to Akanji. Back to Diaz. Onto the left hand side to Doku. Just as Man City start to build momentum, as soon as the ball's been cleared, they just slow things down, take the time with it again as Alvarez now gives the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. Across to Doku. Doku still on the edge of the area. Back to Alvarez and then Bernardo Silva on the left hand side. Got space to move into. Puts his cross into Alvarez, who scoffs at the ball. And Phil Foden gets there first and can't quite direct it goalwards. It's come off with the wrong foot. He's tried to hit it goalwards with his left foot. Completely missed the ball. It's bounced off of his right foot and just rolled through to Lunin. He found himself free. There's not going to be many chances that a Man City player can find themselves free inside the area like Foden has done. Struggled about the previous 98 minutes. And Lunin, as quickly as he's given that ball out, Man City get possession back. Alvarez now to De Bruyne, across to Bernardo Silva, takes it into the area. So we've got the overlapping run from De Bruyne. His cross goes in this time. It's headed away by Carvajal to the edge of the area. Now it's with Doku. Doku gets it inside the area. He's got Vardiol alongside him still. The multiple Madrid players alongside him. Gives it to Vardiol. Sets up a pass for Rodri. Across to Kevin De Bruyne again. His pass goes in towards the direction of Phil Foden, but it's been cleared again. De Bruyne looks for Bernardo Silva, who can't get there this time. It's out of play for a throw-in on the left-hand side for Real Madrid. From inside their own area, close towards their own corner flag, as we prepare for another Real Madrid sub to happen. The line has been cleared by Mendy, and about 10 yards has been gained for another throw-in to be taken by Real Madrid, again on that left-hand side. Mendy throws it back this time to Fernandes, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. He's closed down by Alvarez, quickly has to get it out to Rudiger, across to Carvajal. Looks down the line for Modric. Modric brings it back inside. Lovely football from Madrid. Playing very dangerously at the moment, but they're linking up very nicely as Luka Modric, just through ball, finds Vinicius Junior. He's got options of Jude Bellingham at the back post if he can find him, but wonderful work there defensively by Kyle Walker to get ahead of Vinicius Junior. Stop the pass, but also stop Junior from managing to get a shot on target. Jude Bellingham had found himself free at the back post if the pass could have been made. But Bernardo Silva now with a chance for Man City taking it into Real Madrid's half. Continues pressing forward. Gives it now to Rodri. Escaped two challenges from Jude Bellingham. Then it goes across to Kevin De Bruyne. Now back to Rodri again. Phil Foden is an option for him. That channel's quickly been cut out as Kevin De Bruyne gives it to Vardiol. Now across to Jeremy Doku. Back on the left-hand side. Doku takes it into the area. Onto his right foot. Effort's been blocked by Rudiger. And we prepare for a 17th corner for Manchester City in this game. De Bruyne will be left to it as the next change is being made for Real Madrid, and we will see Vinicius Junior leave the field. He's down on the floor at the moment, holding on to his shins. He seems to be in a bit of pain, which may mean this is a bit more tactical and strategic that Real Madrid are making this change. He's run down the right hand side. Kyle Walker had to get very close to him, and I think it may have just done a bit for Vinicius Junior, trying to keep up with Kyle Walker, who's done very well at this stage of the game with both Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo, but Walker's got in ahead of Vinicius Junior, and he's watched that all the way through to the hands of Ederson. And Junior is now just been told to leave the field by the referee, and it is going to be Lucas Vazquez that comes on in his place. So Lucas Vazquez on, Vinicius Junior off is the next change to be made by Real Madrid as we enter into the final 3 minutes of this first half of extra time. Foden's out swinging corner goes in towards the box. Cleared away to the edge of the area. Kevin De Bruyne gets there first. Gives it to Bernardo Silva. Back to De Bruyne again and back to Bernardo Silva, who's got a chance to run towards the area this time. Bernardo Silva lays it off for Alvarez. Back to De Bruyne. Cross goes in. It's punched away. It's back to Jeremy Doku at the back post though. Just outside the area. Takes his time to put a cross in. Instead decides to dribble it. This time puts the cross in and it's held this time by Lunin, who slows things down for Real Madrid. Only momentarily though as he rolls it out quickly to Valverde, who I don't think wanted the ball. Passes it onto the left hand side for Bellingham. Challenge made this time by Bernardo Silva. A free kick has been given to Real Madrid as Bellingham is brought down to the ground. It might have been from Bellingham, it might have been from Kevin De Bruyne, but regardless, the free kick was given to Real Madrid inside their own half, and it's going to be taken by Nacho Fernandes, who goes across to take it. Plays the ball short to Valverde and gets the ball back. Now across to Rudiger. That's Carvalho on the right hand side. Carvalho's clearance down the line is chased down by excellent work in fact by Brahim Diaz to lay this ball off to Lucas. Inside out to Camavinga. Camavinga's got options on the left hand side. He has managed to find Mendy. Mendy goes back this time to Luka Modric, and Real Madrid now with the ball inside Manchester City's half. Modric just playing playmaker at the moment, collecting the ball and spreading play out as Brahim Diaz gets it on the right hand side. Diaz up against Mendy. Goes back to Carvajal. Carvajal to Modric. Modric now back to Rudiger. And then Camavinga, and back to Rudiger again. Rudiger across to Modric. Back inside Real Madrid's half now. And to the right hand side for Diaz, who's under pressure there from Vardiol. Vardiol wins possession back and gives it to Jeremy Doku, who's got space to move into on this left hand side. He's managed to beat Carvajal with the ball once. Plays it inside now for Rodri. Across another one for Kevin De Bruyne. Deep inside Real Madrid's half now, a chance for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva gets it on the edge of the area. Back to Kevin De Bruyne again. Looks further on to the right hand side for Kyle Walker, and De Bruyne gets the ball back again for Man City. And then Kyle Walker looking for options in the middle. No one trying to get themselves into the area for City, all coming short for those options. Kevin De Bruyne on the right hand side does get the ball. Gives it to Bernardo Silva, whose first touch brings it back towards his own goal. He's now under pressure from Mendy. Goes down under the challenge with Mendy. Wants a corner. A goal kick has been given, and Bernardo Silva is not happy with that decision. Feels that it should have been a corner for Manchester City, as the challenge goes in with Ferland Mendy, as 2 minutes of extra time has been given at the end of this first half of extra time. Lunin again telling Real Madrid players to make the way upfield so this goal kick can be taken. And gain some distance from his area. We'll just take the goal kick back out onto the right hand side again. This time targeting Brahim Diaz. Just keeps it in play towards Lucas. Headed away this time though by Akanji. Balls to Lucas again. Now a chance once again with Jude Bellingham on the right hand side. Lucas making a run into the middle, as is Brahim Diaz. And this time Bellingham's cross has been blocked by Ruben Diaz. And we'll get the first corner of the afternoon for Real Madrid. It's going to be out on the right hand side as City are back in numbers again. Real Madrid now really starting to take the game to City. They're starting to create more into the opposition half. They seem to have struggled that since taking the 1-0 lead 12 minutes into the game. It's going to be Luka Modric that takes an out-swinging corner for Real Madrid. With players making their way forward. Carvajal's in the box. Fernandes is in the box at the moment. Goes in towards the middle. It's been headed away to the back post where it's fallen to Brahim Diaz. Cross goes back in. It's blocked by Bernardo Silva. It's now with Rudiger. Rudiger's cross a face of goal. It's been cleared by Akanji. Now it's with Mendy. Mendy back across to Brahim Diaz now. Under pressure from Bernardo Silva. Diaz's cross goes in. It makes its way all the way through. And how has it been missed by Antonio Rudiger from around about 7 yards out? He has to hit the target. There's no question about it. He's managed to get his foot under the ball and just loft the ball over the area, over the keeper. Out of play for a goal kick, but Akanji couldn't quite get to the ball. Edison looked like he closed down the angle, making it difficult for Rudiger, but you've at least got to be hitting the target from that situation. But the half-time whistle has gone in extra time. We are 15 minutes away from a potential penalty shootout to determine the semi-finalists between Manchester City and Real Madrid. Diaz playing the ball straight back to Luka Modric. We are 15 minutes away from a potential penalty shootout, whereas many know it's already a lottery at this point. Real Madrid have stood firm defensively as Manchester City have just thrown attack at the current La Liga leaders. They get themselves a throw into Manchester City on that right hand side, taken by Kevin De Bruyne in the direction of Silva. Can't quite get there, and Real Madrid clear the lines once again. And it's only gone as far as Luka Modric, whose touch is too heavy, and it goes out of play for Man City, throwing around the halfway line again, and it's now with Rodri. Switches this onto the left hand side for Vardiol. At the centre circle, Vardiol gets the ball, passes it inside to Rodri. Under pressure from both Modric and Bellingham, he's had to go onto the right hand side for Kyle Walker. He goes back again to Ruben Diaz. Back across again to Vardiol. Around the centre circle, Vardiol finds the pass to Rodri. Beats his man going back into his own half. Passes it now to Akanji. Akanji was looking for Jeremy Doku, wasn't making the run. Instead gives it to Phil Foden, who flicks it through for Kevin De Bruyne, who gets there ahead of Rudiger and tries for the challenge in Rudiger, who manages to clear his lines. It's not gone very far though, it's only gone as far as Carvajal, just a couple of yards further ahead of him. And then it's gone to Valverde, and Man City get a throw in on the right hand side. Been taken for Foden. Now to Alvarez, back to Foden again. Over to Bernardo Silva. Back central to Foden, then back to Bernardo Silva again. The urgency from that throw-in has sent Man City back into their own half as Bernardo Silva goes all the way back to Ederson, just outside the area. Ederson finds back to Bernardo Silva by the touchline on the right hand side, inside Man City's half still. Back to Ruben Diaz, across to Ederson. Back to Diaz, and then Walker. Walker's got space to move into, brings it inside past Camavinga towards the halfway line, switches it over onto the left hand side for Vardiol, who's got space to take it further into Real Madrid's half. Man City once again find themselves in Madrid's half, back in familiar territory. It's where they've spent the majority of this game, as Doku makes his way into the area, tries to beat multiple players. Ever's been blocked by Carvajal. Doku's still there with the ball, but back helping out at the moment is Camavinga, and he gets the ball back. And a chance to move out from the edge of the area. Dribbles it past multiple City players and finds Brahim Diaz on the right hand side. Challenge made by Vardiol, but it's only gone as far as Carvajal. Switches the ball onto the left hand side now for Mendy. Mendy gives the ball to Bellingham inside Manchester City's half. As Foden comes back to help out, Bellingham actually gives the ball back to Luka Modric. Inside Manchester City's half, ball across, very dangerous there to Rudiger. As Carvajal's gone down holding on to his legs, Manchester City aren't too happy with it, but regardless, Real Madrid have put the ball out of play for a throw-in. Carvajal wasn't included in any challenges, but it looks like his legs have just cramped up. Both Rudiger and Brahim Diaz are over there now, just helping him out. I think Man City's throw-in will be to give the ball straight back to Lunin. Now the physio has been called on for Dani Carvajal, who has been booked and will miss the semi-final should Real Madrid make it. Looks like he is going to be substituted as well, so another change to be made for Real Madrid. As Carvajal's got up and tried moving out, he's sat back down, and looks to be a lot of discomfort at the moment with his legs. Look like it's just an issue with cramp at the moment. It's Jeremy Doku speaking to the referee, trying to speed the process up. Of course, this could be a strategy to try and kill the momentum that Man City have created, as Carvajal is back to his feet and is starting to make his way to the sideline. He's supported by Luka Modric and the Real Madrid physios. He won't be continuing in this game, he will be leaving. The decision is who is going to come on in his place. Man City have got movement on the bench. Real Madrid have as well. And the referee's just urging Carvajal to hurry up. He can't take too long. He can't afford another booking. It would stop the substitution immediately, because it would be a red card if it fell to that. It's going to be Eder Militao that comes on in his place, so a like-for-like change at right back as well. Militao on for Dani Carvajal. into the final 10 minutes as Mateo Kovacic is getting himself kitted up and ready for Manchester City. It's going to be a throw-in to City with Bernardo Silva. As Militao's just been told to take his necklace off. He hands it to his manager before able to continue the game. Bernardo Silva throws the ball to Kyle Walker. Gives it inside now to Rodri. I think Real Madrid were wanting the ball back, and the run being made by Julian Alvarez. There was a potential there that Man City were going to not follow the sportsman-like route. Instead, the ball has been played all the way through to Lunin. Out short now to Militao. Header away. Finds Diaz on the right-hand side. A chance for Brahim Diaz to break into Man City's half, and he takes it into the area. Brings it back to the edge of the area. It's been cleared though by Diaz. Falls favourably, but the effort's gone over in the end by Lucas. Fell nicely to him on the edge of the area. Just couldn't quite keep it down. He had a bit of time if he needed to. And Kovacic isn't the only player that's going to be coming on for Man City. We've also got John Stones down there and ready, so Kovacic is the first change, and it looks like it's going to be Manuel Akanji that leaves the game. He's going to be one of the two. He's going to be replaced by John Stones, so potential there for another like-for-like change with John Stones sitting in at centre half. And the other one is Kevin De Bruyne that leaves the game. He's going to be replaced by Mateo Kovacic. So the last roll of the dice made. 8 minutes left, plus whatever added time comes on, and then if we can't be separated, we'll go to a penalty shootout. Free kick now just inside Manchester City's half for Real Madrid. Referee originally gave that as a free kick to Manchester City, then realised that the sides had swapped sides and just took ownership for his mistake there, as it's now a free kick to Real Madrid, and Modric has stood over the ball. Plenty of options in the box as Eder Militao makes his way in there as well. Rudiger is another one as it goes in towards the middle, head away by John Stones. Again as far as the edge of the area where it's collected by Diaz, now to Lucas. Lucas looks for that ball back to Diaz, but out and alert to it is Ederson, who goes down and grabs the ball at the feet of the on-running Diaz. That's back inside now to John Stones, onto the left-hand side with Vardiol. Vardiol now into Real Madrid's half. Out onto the left-hand side now for Jeremy Doku. He's got Kovacic making a run to support. Doku takes it into the area, looks for Kovacic. His effort's gone goalwards. It's been blocked by Rudiger. Out of play for another corner to Manchester City. With no Kevin De Bruyne, it might look in the direction of Phil Foden to be the taker for this, but Kovacic with his outstretched left leg manages to direct it goalwards. And Rudiger was equal to it again. Plenty of options moving forward for City again, with John Stones making his way in there. We know he can be an aerial threat. Of course, he's done it multiple times for England and for City throughout the season. Foden's out-swinging corner comes in. It's been headed away. Kyle Walker now at the halfway line gets the ball back. Gives it to Bernardo Silva. Lovely little flick from him to get it to Rodri. Cross goes in, headed away only as far as the edge of the area, whereas in goes the challenge. There goes Bernardo Silva. He's not the only one that's gone in for the challenge. He's brought Brahim Diaz to the floor. Free kick from just outside the area now to Real Madrid. No booking given. And down to the floor just on the edge of the area as he's gone in for the 50-50 challenge, as Militao gets the ball back from the free kick, gives it to Rudiger, who goes back to his goalkeeper. Lunin under pressure from Alvarez, has to clear his lines quickly. It's gone now onto the left hand side for Mendy. Mendy plays it back inside now for Fernandez. Goes back to his goalkeeper again. Alvarez again with the pressure. And the clearance has only gone as far as Stones. It's been headed back towards Alvarez. Now across to Doku. Doku takes it into the area. Keeps it onto his right foot, but the challenger Valverde wins it back for Real Madrid. Now can he get the ball away? Puts it onto the left hand side for Camavinga. He's closed down by Bernardo Silva as Camavinga brings it inside. Goes all the way back now to Rudiger. Rudiger tries to beat multiple players, but again a tackle made by Bernardo Silva. Sam, it's gone to Doku, and Bernardo Silva gets it back, beats multiple players, then goes down under the challenge, and the referee's saying that the ball was won, and it's still with Real Madrid in possession at the moment. I've seen sometimes them given as a free kick, but the pass to Camavinga has been dispossessed. Now it's with Vardiol in a dangerous position for Man City. Gives it to Foden. Now to Alvarez on the edge of the area again. Real Madrid back in numbers. Winning the ball is Stones. To Silva onto his left foot. Now inside to Rodri. Rodri's pass has been blocked by Modric, who can't clear his lines again, and Man City's high press is keeping them deep inside Real Madrid's half. Can they stop the dreaded penalty shootout? Into the last final 5 minutes as we go now. Pass inside from Doku. This time it's gone back to Bernardo Silva on the edge of the area. Silva's pass inside's been cleared. He's going to chase this down though, as is John Stones. Silva gets there first. Goes all the way back to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker in space inside Real Madrid's half at the moment. Just leaves the centre circle. Gives it across to Kovacic. Now across to Vardiol. Back to Mateo Kovacic again. And back to Vardiol. Now to Jeremy Doku on the left hand side. Gives it to John Stones, lurking on the edge of the area at the moment. Pass across to Phil Foden. He has got an option of Rodri if he chooses to use him just outside the area. Rodri gets the ball back. Cross goes into the box, headed away by Militao. Won by the head of Ruben Diaz, but Madrid will clear the lines this time as far as Brahim Diaz. He finds Jude Bellingham on the left hand side. Bellingham's pass across doesn't quite make it as far to his intended target, but Vardiol wins the ball and pushes it out of play for a throw-in just inside Real Madrid's half. I think that pass needed a lot more from Jude Bellingham, but Vardiol's down on the floor holding his leg. To his right knee at the moment. He got there first, and it's just a collision between him and Lucas. He's back to his feet and moving again. It's just one of those where I think the impact's probably done more than any sort of long-term damage. Which is good news, of course, for Manchester City, with fixtures coming thick and fast for them. Now pass made out by Fernandes. Onto the left-hand side there for Mendy. Back to Fernandes again. Now onto the right-hand side for Militao. And now Rudiger goes all the way back to Lunin. Lunin passes this out to Fernandes again, just outside his area. Now to Mendy. By the touchline, Mendy's ball forward is going to be chased down by Fernandes. He gets there first. Fernandes continues his run inside Manchester City's half. He's hoping for support. He seems to be running on tired legs at the moment and really struggling. There's a bit of space for him to move into, but he really couldn't make advantage of that, as now the ball's played to Mendy on the left-hand side. Cross goes in towards Lucas. It's been cleared though by Vardiol, only as far as Modric. Still on the right-hand side. Modric catches that with the outside of his foot. And his cross goes out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick for Manchester City. Played out short now to Rodri, pretty quickly as well by Ederson. Edison's pass onto the right-hand side for Bernardo Silva. Now to Phil Foden. Foden's gone down under the challenge of Modric. He's back up to his feet very quickly though, and continues his run into Real Madrid's half. Now to Kovacic, across to John Stones. Stones beats Camavinga, who recovers well to knock the ball away from him, and a chance now for Real Madrid to break. And it's with Brahim Diaz on the left hand side. He's got Walker alongside him, dribbles it inside of him. Kovacic is back helping out. His clearance hasn't gone very far though, and it's still with Camavinga. Camavinga's pass now to Jude Bellingham. One over again now to Brahim Diaz. Bellingham's continued his run into the area. He's gone in with Stones and goes down to the floor as the Man City player, and I think this is going to be given as a free kick to Manchester City. It is, as Bellingham's helped back to his feet by Ederson. He was rushing to get there. Pass made though quickly from the free kick to Walker. Bernardo Silva's now got space to move out. Comes it inside onto his left foot. Inside his own half though, prepares for a pass across maybe onto the left hand side. He's done that now with Vardiol. He was looking for Jeremy Doku perhaps to make that run inside. He wasn't getting that run from the City wingers. Now Ruben Diaz gets it into the final minute of regular time, plus any extra time that may be given. To Silva, back to Stones. Stones across to Rodri, back to Stones again. Now for Phil Foden, has space to move into. Foden continues going forward, passes it into the area for Alvarez. His effort goes goalwards, but it's saved and held by Lunin. He sent it straight at the Real Madrid goalkeeper, who dealt with it comfortably. And a full-time whistle. He's only moments away. Dreaded penalty shootout looms over the Etihad Stadium for Manchester City and Real Madrid. Lunin will clear again, out of play for a throw-in on the left-hand side for Manchester City, and it's going to be taken by Vardiol, who goes across to take it quickly. Throws it down to Ruben Diaz. We are in the last minute now. If there's ever a time to help your side out, to come in clutch, it is certainly now, as Johnstone gets it inside the centre circle. Stones across again to Kovacic. Onto the left hand side for Vardiol. He's got Jeremy Doku, who was hoping would make a run. He didn't. He's giving it to Kovacic inside instead. Vardiol gets the ball back from him on the left hand side. This through ball's going to be chased down though by Doku, who's now under pressure by Lucas. He beats Lucas. His cross goes in and it ricochets back off him and goes out of play for a Real Madrid goal kick. And again, Lunin will take his time. It looks like Real Madrid have been searching for the penalty shootout. It's something they've had one eye on since extra time started. They've struggled to really match Manchester City for strides. And Manchester City just can't, in that final third, do what they need to do. It's the full-time whistle. It's almost upon us. It is time for the penalty shootouts. The goal kick is taken by Lunin. As the full-time whistle goes, we at the Etihad Stadium will determine a winner to face Bayern Munich in the semi-final through the dreaded penalty shootout. It is finished. Manchester... coverage of the Champions League quarter-final second leg between Manchester City and Real Madrid. We had 90 minutes a week ago at the Bernabeu that could not separate these two sides. We've had 120 minutes here at the Etihad Stadium that could not separate these two sides. Two giants of club football go toe-to-toe. It is finished. Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 1. On aggregate it has finished Manchester City 4, Real Madrid 4. We had an early goal from Rodrigo, we've had a late goal from Kevin De Bruyne, neither of which are on the field to take part in this penalty shootout where Manchester City will strike first with Julian Alvarez coming on at full time to replace Erling Haaland. It's nervy for both of these sides. 120 minutes of football, and the winner will go on to face Bayern Munich in the semi-final. Both of these sides faced each other in the last 2 years in the semi-final. Neither game went to penalties then. It is Julian Alvarez up against Andre Lunin for the first penalty on the referee's whistle. Steps up to take it comfortably, puts it past the goalkeeper. He puts it right, the keeper dives the wrong way. 1-0 to City in the penalty shootout. As cool as you like it. Very confident, very cool finish. And now it is turn of Real Madrid. Get things underway for them up against Ederson. Half up against Ederson to bring things level. Steps up to take it, and Ederson's gets the right way and saves it. Manchester City lead after one penalty apiece, and it's advantage to the hosts. Well saved by Ederson. It weren't a bad penalty from Luka Modric, aiming for the bottom corner, but it's guessed right by the Brazilian goalkeeper, who steps to the side as Bernardo Silva will step up to take the second penalty for Manchester City. We just have to wait for the ball. Not quite sure what happened to the one where Luka Modric just missed the penalty, but he's currently being consoled by multiple Real Madrid players back at the halfway line. With the goalkeeper who's just been instructed by Daniel Osato, the referee for today's game, to stay on his line. It is Bernardo Silva up against Daniel, up against Andre Lunin. Straight down the middle, the keeper hasn't moved, and it's straight into the hands of Lunin. That's a bizarre decision from Bernardo Silva to send it straight down the middle. The goalkeeper didn't know which way to go, stuck in the middle, and it's been saved by Andre Lunin, and it's back into Real Madrid's park. It's back onto Ederson, who this time goes up against Jude Bellingham. Been quite a goal scorer for Real Madrid throughout the course of this season since signing for them in the summer. Goes up against Ederson this time to bring things level. Jude Bellingham sends the keeper the wrong way. We are level once again. City 1, Madrid 1 after two penalties apiece. Very confident into the bottom corner. Ederson went the wrong way. And it's back to Manchester City. And the substitute of Mateo Kovacic was brought on for Kevin De Bruyne with 5 minutes left to go. Up against Andre Lunin. Steps up to take it. Keeper guesses the right way and he's managed to keep it out. Real Madrid take the advantage as Manchester City missed two consecutive penalties. A weak penalty from Kovacic kept it low, and the hand of Lunin pushed it from into the knee of Lunin and back out. Real Madrid have the advantage. And now, with a chance to bring things level, it is over to Lucas Vazquez against Ederson. In front of the Manchester City supporters, stutters his step up, puts it into the bottom corner past Ederson. It is advantage Madrid after 3 penalties apiece. And the attention turns back to Manchester City. How costly would that penalty from Mateo Kovacic prove? It's a wonderful penalty from Lucas, even diving the right way. I'm not sure Ederson would have got to that. Hit the inside of the netting. It's back over to Manchester City. And a chance. Phil Foden sends the keeper the wrong way. An excellent penalty by Foden. Brings it back to Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 2. And now it's back over to the attention of Ederson, Real Madrid's next penalty taker. And it will be the captain, Nacho Fernandez, who steps up with a chance to restore the visitors' advantage. Up against Ederson, who hasn't had too much to do but has been called upon throughout this game. Fernandez sends Ederson the wrong way. And it is now Real Madrid 3, Manchester City 2 after 4 penalties apiece. And it is now make or break for Manchester City. And with the pressure of the final penalty, it is going to be the Manchester City goalkeeper Ederson going up against Andre Lunin with a chance from the spot. Ederson sends it into the bottom corner. That's a well taken penalty. You don't see many penalties like that from goalkeepers. And Ederson draws things level and has a chance to go full circle and make himself a complete hero for Manchester City should he save this penalty. He was the right way by Lunin, but he couldn't get down low quick enough. And Ederson will now go up against Antonio Rudiger. If this is scored, it's Real Madrid against Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. If it's missed, we will go to sudden death. Antonio Rudiger up against Ederson. A spot in the semi-final of the Champions League is at stake. With a central run-up for Rudiger. Steps up to take it into the bottom corner, and Real Madrid head into the semi-finals of the Champions League for the 3rd consecutive year, with a chance to win back the Champions League trophy. The treble for Manchester City, the back-to-back trebles for Manchester City, should we add, is out of reach. It has taken a good 210 minutes for these two sides to be separated. It has fallen to a penalty shootout, but it can only go one way. It has finished at the Etihad Stadium. 5-4 to Real Madrid on penalties, 4-4 on aggregate.